Well, hey everybody, another adventure vlog here. I'm in Virginia visiting my friend Jessup and checking out Washington, D.C. for the first time. We've been here for a couple hours now and just settling in for the night, but pretty uneventful trip from KSAN to KORD and then to the D.C. area. So I'm excited to see the sights and see a lot of the history and museums and enjoy my time out here. Well, yesterday we got a tour of Jessup's hometown. You guys saw, remember Jessup from the Disney trip? That was awesome. So as a thank you and in return, he invited me out to do DC. I've always wanted to do DC. So after a day of rest and some really good barbecue, we're gonna go check out Mount Vernon. First and foremost, check out the home of Washington. Get some lunch after that and then see where the day takes us. So we're taking you on along for the ride. Let's go. There it is. Went to see Washington's house, had some really good Indian food, and now we're at the Washington Monument, heading towards the reflecting pond and the Lincoln Memorial and the rest of the mall. Kind of hard to see it, but there's the White House. So this is about as close as the current parades for the police week will allow us to get to the Capitol building. So instead, we're going to check out the Botanical Garden. Welcome to Jurassic Park. That's cool. Radio scope. That could be that thing that they had in the shuttle that we would know. Spacious. Oh, it's a DC-7.
This is nice.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh my god.
Even the lavatory is bigger.
What's up with that?
Well, the camera died just as we were finishing up the Smithsonian yesterday. The experience was great. We saw so much, and we walked around. We did over 11,000 steps before we even left the Smithsonian Air and Space Museum. We had to watch both of the IMAX movies just so we could give our feet a rest, so that was fun. I mean, they were good, so whatever. But there's a lot to see, and even for somebody who's already knows a lot about the stuff that they're going to show off, like the history of flight and whatnot, I still really like seeing the things like the cutaway of the jet engines and everything else that they have on display. And then not only that, but going into the space age, looking at how quickly technology advanced from the beginning of the 1900s. It only took them 68 years or so to reach the moon, and just seeing like the progression of that. So definitely a place to hit if you're into aviation. Today we're going to their Virginia location, where it's basically what I've been told is a giant hangar that's going to have a lot more planes that you can see up close and personal that are much bigger, such as the space shuttle. The center also has, I believe, an SR-71 and a whole lot of other things. But first stop on our trip today is the Marine Corps Museum at Quantico. So we're going to check that out on our way there. Let's take a look. So the Smithsonian was really cool. Got to see something that I've always wanted to see, was the space shuttle. So we sort of headed over there in the middle to make sure we got to see it. But seeing basically like the history of flight, from coming from what today is with the F-35 all the way down to the earliest of planes made out of balsa, and got to try a really cool flight simulator. Got the high scores. So take that, Chase and Cy, and now we're gonna go check out some cool shops in the area before we head up to do an escape room with our VTOL VR buddies, and between that and there, we got to go up in the tower. But now we're on our way to Philadelphia, on our way to visit New York, and figure why not as well make an extra stop. So let's go. Behind me is Liberty Hall, where they drafted and signed the Declaration of Independence, also where the women's suffrage movement had great strides. And behind me on this side is the Liberty Bell. You'll have to excuse the sirens as we're in the middle of Pennsylvania here, and it is a pretty cool tour. If you've got 20 minutes and $1, definitely suggest get your tickets, come to a show of basically talking about the history of this building and exactly what it means for the Continental Congress and the state of Pennsylvania itself. Definitely worth the trip. I'm so glad we made an extra stop on our way down to New York, and now we're on our way to the Eastern Penitentiary, one of the first modern style penitentiaries, which you'll see sort of duplicated throughout the rest of the United States later on in the centuries. We're here at KMMU in New Jersey, about to take the Hudson flight thanks to Josh from Reddit. Jessup's getting the pre-flight experience about like what it's like to fly in a small plane. He's been up in the Lance before, but never a 182. And actually, I've never been up in a 182 either. 172 and to CES and a Centurion, but this is that right in between. So let's take a flight to the Hudson.
I'm crawling around, searching for higher ground. Can't see in front of me, my enemies. I've tried every possibility, ability to know if I can bleed. If that's what you wanted, you won't get it tonight. 'Cause I can fly, I can fly, I can fly, I can fly. I'm crawling around, searching for higher ground. Can't see in front of me, my enemies. I've tried every possibility,